Meeks.
Yes, I was. You know what I mean? It was Money Meeks that called me back then. I'm Big Meeks now, but when I was younger, I was Money Meeks. So off air, he's like the sweetest. I want to tell people this. They don't believe me. He's the funniest, most humble, sweetest person that I work with.
Yeah.
Oh, why are you doing this to me?
Content. Micah Richards, thank you very much for joining us. How's it going?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thanks.
Yeah?
Long day.
Long day. But don't worry, last but not least.
Last but not least.
Yes.
Some quick fire questions for you.
Okay.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
VAR.
Oh, really?
Takes too long.
Still?
It annoys me, yeah. And you know what I really hate though is like when they try to justify why they give that decision the next day. Winds me up more than anything. VAR, too slow, but it's getting better. So
what was the biggest gaffe you've ever made live on air?
You know, it wasn't really a gaffe. Well, it was. But basically I said something about Benzema and Harry Kane, like Benzema's now as good as Harry. I didn't mean it like that. But then someone clipped it up online. It had like 3 million views within like a week. So basically, what I was trying to say is Benzema's always been class, but this season, he's been the best he's ever been. And sometimes he's been in the shadow of former greats in Real Madrid. And the analogy I give was like Ronaldo, and now he's the main man in the team. But like the way they clipped it up is if, like I said, oh, Harry Kane's better than Benzema. And it was like, yeah, I should have worded it a little bit different.
Bloody media.
We're
fuckers for that, aren't we?
I know, yeah.
What's the biggest fashion faux pas you've ever made?
Ooh.
Sartorial choice you regret?
Ooh. There was a picture of me when I was young. I was going into a bar in Manchester. And the colours just didn't match. I had like Vivienne Westwood cardigan with like some Aladdin pants with some boots. With like, it was like a V-neck. It was awful. You'll find it on Google.
I'll
find
look for it later, don't worry.
And like a Trilby hat, and it just didn't go.
Oh man.
It was all like, I was thinking to myself like, what were you thinking? Keep it simple, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Like today.
Yeah. Well, this is a little. I give Tom Brown a little plug. It's not Adidas. It's not Adidas. They're 4-line, not 3. You know what I mean?
What this awful outfit? What era are we talking? Late
We're
90s?
talking about. This is when the true burst on the scene. This we're talking 18, 19.
The famous burst.
Yeah, this is when I was walking around town thinking I was the man.
Yeah.
That era.
First few paychecks.
Yes, I was. Yeah, I was. You know what I mean? It was Money Meeks that called me back then. I'm Big Meeks now, but when I was younger, I was Money Meeks. So yeah, I was living up to that tag.
If you weren't a footballer turned pundit, what would you be?
Ooh, what a fireman.
A fireman.
Sexy, innit? Imagine getting the guns out. Big Meeks, definitely.
I mean, yeah, it's a very popular job, and if you say you're a fireman, instant respect. No?
I don't like heights, so I don't know how that's going to work. What if I like as a build?
And you're also pyrophobe. But who pays the bill when you go out, you or Roy?
Ooh, it depends. We'd have like a little bet on something, friendly bet.
Yeah.
So before this goes, oh, Micah and Roy is betting. No. We bet a friendly bet, but it'll be what score the game might be, or who will score, something like that.
And the forfeit is dinner. Or...
Yeah, and he'd pay. I went to a Piccolino's with him in Cheshire one time, and he's old school though, isn't he? So like normally you just put on your card. He started like pulling out these 50s as well. It was hilarious. Like it's typical Roy.
Oh man, is he when you're with him off camera? Is he the same guy that we see on TV?
Well, it depends what sort of mood he's in.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So to me, he's always nice. I don't know how I've managed to do that. I think like he sees me as like one of his sons or something. You know, where he just like, give me a clip around the ear if needed. You know, I'm on air.
Figuratively.
Maybe.
Yeah. Figuratively.
Well, can't we not say clip around the ear now?
No, you can.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. We can say that, can't we? I was like,
no.
I was like, I'm going to get in trouble for that. Okay.
No, I'm just wondering if you mean literally.
Okay, yeah. So you give me a clip around the ear if need me. But off air, he's like the sweetest. I want to tell people this. They don't believe me. He's the funniest, like most humble, like sweetest person I've not say ever met, but like that I work with.
Yeah.
It's like unbelievable. And then as soon as he gets on air, You need him when Man United are playing.
100%.
You just need him when Man United play. Then
We've had so many afternoons where we're like, why is Keano not in?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Forget anyone else, but just one pundit that you hope's on the Sunday. It's Roy Keane.
Yeah,
because you know
United are going to play and they're going to lose.
It will be pretty much, yeah. But I just think he's brilliant. I just love him. I love everything about him.
What's your musical guilty pleasure?
You know what? Let me get a song. Can I get a song on for you right now?
Go for it.
Let me get you a song. This is my guilty pleasure, and you're gonna laugh, but I don't care. I'm comfortable.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God. What?
Yes. This is not thingy. I've not done it for the cameras. It's in there. It's in my. I heard it the other day. And I was like, yes.
It just slaps, doesn't it?
It brings back memories. But yeah.
Oh man.
So I'm going Hanson. Umbo.
Love that.
That's my guilty pleasure.
Love that.
Yes.
Do you know guess what Jamie Carragher said to that question?
Ooh, what would he have said?
From that famous group of Liverpool players with the white suits.
Oh yeah, that.
Spice Girls was his one.
Spice Girls.
Yeah. He started singing a song.
It was just yeah. I think he said that. I don't think that he's being true to himself. I don't think that's going to be in his list. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
not on his playlist.
That's what I mean. It's not in his playlist. Yeah, easy. Well, what people are going to like? Oh yeah, let's say Spice Girls. No, it's not real.
Who was the better player, Keane or Vieira?
Oh, why are you doing this to me?
Content.
Content. It's not. Ooh.
It's a good debate though, isn't it, Keane and Vieira? They're different players, but...
You see what I mean? See, this is different because...
You can do the diplomatic answer.
I still spit. No, I'm not going to do it. No. Big Meats is not diplomatic. You know that. I've got to pick one. You asked me a question. Okay. Who was better... No, I don't even... No, okay. Who looked effortless? I would have to say Vieira.
More elegant.
More, yeah. Elegante. And some of the runs that used to go on, and I remember a goal he scored, and he ran through and he just dinked the keeper. Can't remember what game it was, but I remember the goal like it was yesterday. But Roy scored a lot of goals, and he always reminds me, he scores, I'm going to check what it was, but 50, 60 goals, something like that.
A lot of late runs.
Yes.
Proper box-to-box.
Yes, back in the day.
Yeah.
But towards the end...
What I saw of him was very much like a sitting...
That's what we... How old are you?
26.
Oh yeah, well I saw as well. I'm a bit older than that, but I'm more the defensive, yeah. But I think Vieira had more strings to his bow. Mm-hmm. But if you're asking me if I want a leader to go out there and pull me through, I've got to say Roy Keane.
Diplomatic answer. Move on to more current stuff.
Cool.
Jack Grealish has had a year at City now to adapt. You played with him for a bit at Villa. He's kind of got to play well this season for the move to look good for City and for his own career.
Just be honest, yeah. Last season wasn't great.
It wasn't the best.
He's like my best mate, but we speak all the time.
He wasn't terrible, but he wasn't the same player that we're used to seeing.
Yeah,
right?
Of course. Yeah.
Do you think there's an issue maybe at City now without Zinchenko getting a bit tactical, but the fact that Cancelo is right-footed as well, always wants to come inside, is that going to be an issue for City, do you think? Is that a hindrance to Grealish?
I've mentioned that a couple of times when I did analysis last season. But it's not just because people look at that and say, oh, you're just defending Grealish. But it's nothing to do with that. If you actually study the way Man City... When Grealish was at Aston Villa, literally get wide, he'd do what he needed to do, he'd go both ways in fairness, but he had a time to do what he needed to do. But he'd come inside and all this space was his. So when you got like Cancelo, who's effectively good though, going forward for the team, who comes into this space too. If you had a left back who just wanted to get line, draw their right back away, give this space to Jack Grealish to give him goals, it'd be perfect. But it's not. I don't want to use it as an excuse. Now Jack has to adapt to what the team is. We can't just say, oh, players need to, adapt to, like, the need, like, okay, if that's Cancelo's strength, going inside, then you need to come up where you start rotating, there's a little bit more communication if he's going to be the starting left back for the whole season. But it's not an excuse for Jack, but it's just real. If you look at the analysis, it's clear for everyone to see that they're always in each other's spaces, which then forces Jack to come back and play the simple pass.
And that makes sense as to why they played Foden on the left so much.
Yes.
Because he stretches a bit.
He stretches, and that's what he does. But Jack can stretch it as well, but he loves the ball to his feet too much. I keep saying, like, he's got everything. And I'm not saying this because of his mate. Played him at Villa, he's strong, he's fast enough, he's technically good, like, he can buy a foul, like, he's clever. And you know what he needs to do as well, though? Stop just hogging this left side and coming inside. Start inside to go outside. You know, mix it up like he did at Villa a little bit, because although people say Man City are very structured and they know exactly where people are going to be, there is a lot of movement as well. So he can start moving up a little bit and popping into areas where, you know, he can be dangerous.
Well, hopefully Pep's listening to this. A team who's had quite an interesting window, Chelsea. New owner, Marina's gone, so there's been a lot of, they're linked with him, let's try and poach him. But they have made a couple of good signings, Sterling in particular. How do you think their season's going to go? Because it's very difficult to predict. Gary Neville said recently that it seems like Todd Bowley's playing Football Manager. You know,
and in his right for his opinion, because Andy, he said that opinion because it's literally been linked with everyone. Literally every player is available. There's someone they've been linked with. So I do get his comments, but what I would say to that is Koulibaly and Sterling are still top signings, and they're not finished yet. Add Havertz, add Mount, add Chilwell, add James. Still got Thiago Silva. Yeah, he's not getting no younger, but he can marshal the back line. Bring in a couple more. You got Mendy at the back as well. I think Chelsea are going to be better than people think. So I think Chelsea will finish actually third.
Ahead of Spurs.
Ahead of Spurs, yeah, I do.
Okay.
I know. Like, I think what will hinder Spurs as well is Champions League football. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
because with Conte, you know, when he won the league with Chelsea, they didn't have it.
This is what I'm saying, and Conte is my guy. I've been saying to Man United should have got him when he was available. He's my. But sometimes in them big games, say you've got, I don't know, PSG on a Tuesday or Wednesday, you first, and you've got a Man City on a Saturday, whatever it may be, like, and you need to not rotate. And this is why Man City are always favourites, because they could play anyone in their front 3-4, apart from De Bruyne, really, and we can, like, the quality doesn't drop.
Yeah.
So, like, if Kane and Son are tired or need, and you know they've had gone to extra time or whatever it may be, although they've got Richarlison, it's still just a drop off.
Yeah.
Whereas Chelsea are equipped already of dealing with these situations. So I think Chelsea will just pip them. But I also think, like, Spurs will be at a crossroad where they focus on, can they win the league or do they go further in the Champions League? And I think a lot of their attention will turn to the Champions League.
Because the top two will just...
Because the top two will be so far away. That's what I think. If Spurs had no sort of Champions League, I would say Spurs could, I won't say close, I'm talking 6-7 points behind. You know, make it like really entertaining towards the end. But I think because they've got Champions League, it's difficult.
Yeah,
especially a lot
quite
of players.
The same depth,
a lot of them players will know what's hitting when they play in the Champions League.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what will hinder them.
Right wing back. Have they signed it right?
No, they've got Thingy though. Thingy will play.
Perisic.
Well, he could play left, but he could play right as well, can't he? So they've got that cover. He's right-footed, but he's better from the left.
Yeah. It'll be interesting though.
And they've got Spence, haven't they?
Oh, that's the one.
Spence.
That's the one.
Yeah, Spence.
They'll be fine.
Yeah, so they should be attacking, but again, Spence coming to Spurs. Okay,
Forest,
go play against Man City in the Champions League or whatever. It's different. Yeah,
I'd probably agree with that. Micah Richards, thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank you. Is that it? Yeah. Brilliant, mate.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, man.